Hello fellow do-it-yourselfers and cheap tool enthusiasts. Today I'm trying to fix a Harbor Freight air compressor that died on me recently. It's this thing. It's a 12 volt 150 volt air compressor and it just randomly quit on me. So I've taken it apart and the motor was still running, but it just quit pumping air. So all I've done is just disassembled this top unit here and looked in here and I found this little flapper valve thing. See that? The pin or the screw that holds this thing in. All this is a thin chunk of metal. And when I'd opened it up, this is what I found. That was the flapper doohickey thing that was in there. And it was broken loose and just flapping around like crazy. And what that is there's two air holes, just holes underneath here that draw air up in through the crankcase underneath here. If I remove the cylinder head, you can see what's going on here. So this is the piston, and then looking in there you can see the crankcase. Let me see if I can just rotate this around. So air comes in here. This is the air cleaner unit, and then up underneath, and let's see if I can maybe just get under there so you can see there's one of the holes right there. That is come on, focus on the thing. That is, those two holes allow air up through this piston. You can see how cheap this thing is, and they and as this piston moves upward, the this flap just closes and prevents the compression from going back down through, and then as it sinks it just allows air to be drawn back up through the hole there. So I've just taken this apart, and I originally tried cutting up a pie pan. I used a couple different those were my original attempts at a new flap, but it didn't work well, or it worked fine. Let me see if I can find well, after about a minute of running at 70 psi or so on my truck, it just melted and failed immediately. So my second attempt here was I don't see where I cut it from, but Bush's Baked Beans, the family recipe. I just cut a chunk out of one of these can lids. So I'm going to see if this little stiffer bit of metal will work for this application, and if it does, then this has been an incredibly cheap fix. I was about to go out and buy another one of these because they're so cheap, and this one did last me quite a while, but thought, I'll tear into it, see if I can't fix it first. So we're going to see if this works. If it does, and you have the same problem, it might be a really simple fix. All I did was I cut it to the approximate size. You just have to make sure it sits inside there. Drill a little hole, put a screw in there, and then tapped an indent. There's another screw hole here that the other one had a little flap that went down inside it to prevent it from twisting back and forth. I just tapped that to lock it in, and hopefully it'll work. She pumps in the air. It's pumping. Blocking it here. Alright, well there you go. I was able to inflate my truck tires with this thing after fixing it. I'm not sure how long it'll last, but go ahead and try it if that's the problem you got, and I will comment in here as to how long this fix lasts and if it's actually worthwhile fix. But there you go. Hope it helps you out. Let me know if you have any questions.